Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We discuss a variety of topics on the social, emotional, and coaching related spectrum, and we do that on a daily basis in an audio format for your benefit. So if there's a topic you'd like to see discussed, please feel free to reach out in the comments below or in the YouTube DM box. We'll see what we can do about getting to that. Also, like, subscribe, comment below. We're less than, I believe, 10 or 11 subscribers away from our August goal, so you could help with that as well. Today we're going to talk about emotional repression. What is emotional repression? Emotional repression is the same as saying we wear a mask and hide our emotions, or we're not honest, firstly with ourselves and then with others, about our emotional state. Now, there are numerous reasons a person could engage in the practice of emotional repression, but how to know if you are doing that or if someone close to you is doing that is a little more tricky, and we're going to try and help with that here. First thing is you're not willing to talk about how you feel about life events, about world events, about things that are changing in your life, about challenges you may be having, or about positive emotions you may be having because you're afraid that by talking about them somehow you'll jinx them or they'll be taken away from you. So if you do not feel that you can talk to somebody or that you don't have anyone to talk to, emotional repression may be part of or a good part of that. The next is if your mind is closed to things. So emotional repression is very black and white thinking. It's the same as saying this is this way and will always be this way. Nothing will ever change. There is no good in the world, or there is no change coming for me. So it's often kind of an emotional, apathetic nature that says that change isn't possible or change cannot affect you. The next is giving short and tight answers to questions. Short and tight answers can be something as simple as saying you're fine when someone asks you a question, or answering with yes or no's when a longer, more expressive answer may be beneficial. Trying to avoid questions in general, deflecting, and trying to get the other person to answer questions even when they ask you one so that you don't have to be in any way vulnerable. The next is having no emotions. So apathy and feelings of withdrawal, numbness, almost as if you're outside of your own body metaphorically, or as though you're watching yourself go through life and you don't have any sort of attachment to what happens to you. You're just not there, and you haven't remembered the last time you've been there. That can be also a sign of emotional repression. Mood swings are very common for people with emotional repression. They are trying to find their emotional equilibrium. So you may experience bursts of happiness that last for a few minutes to a few hours, followed by bursts of anger over something extremely small, followed then by feelings of apathy, and it's hard to get started again, or depression or anxiety. So emotional repression doesn't necessarily mean that you feel no emotions, but there are folks who struggle with repression who will feel emotions randomly but not be able to identify why. That's another key sign that there may be repression issues going on. The next is denial that anything is wrong. So if you honestly are convincing yourself you're fine, but you're socially isolating, or you're constantly angry or sad, or you're feeling like you can't handle the world, but you deny that you need anything, or that you would like help, or that you feel lonely, or any sort of emotion, denial is part of repression, because the belief internally is, well, even if I say something, it's not going to change anything, so what's the point of speaking out? And so that gets to be challenging in and of itself. The last one is holding grudges. Grudges and rumination on the past is a sign of emotional repression. If you haven't worked through something from several weeks, several months, several years ago, then it is almost a given that you would have to be repressing at least some of your emotions related to the thing. If it's still active in your conscious and subconscious mind, then there is emotion attached to that reenactment or reactment every time you reconnect with the emotions, the feelings, and all of that. If you don't have an outlet for it or you refuse to find an outlet for it, you are in fact causing your own suffering, at least partially, and the holding of grudges does not allow the release for a positive resolution. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Once again, feel free to reach out if there's something else we can do for you. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.